Tonight, we will gently travel back in time to a quiet village in Edo period Japan. There are no electric lights here, no glowing windows, no distant engines humming in the dark. Only the soft glow of oil lamps and the steady rhythm of night insects rising from the grass. The sun has just disappeared behind low wooden rooftops. The sky above the village fades slowly, from pale gold to deep indigo. A narrow dirt road stretches between modest homes. Each house is built from dark timber, its wooden beams worn smooth by many seasons of wind and rain. Paper sliding doors glow faintly from within. Warm amber light spills gently onto the earth outside. You begin to walk. Your footsteps press softly into the packed soil. The ground feels cool now, the warmth of the day already fading. Inside one home, a mother kneels beside a small oil lamp. She folds cotton garments carefully, smoothing each crease with quiet attention. The tatami mats beneath her knees carry the faint scent of woven straw. Nearby, a father stacks ceramic bowls. After the evening meal, the clink of porcelain is soft and unhurried. Dinner has ended. Rice has been shared. Grilled fish has been carefully portioned. A thin ribbon of smoke drifts upward from a charcoal hearth. Outside, lanterns sway gently in the evening breeze. A wooden door slides closed with a soft sound. Above, the first stars appear. The village begins its slow descent into night. The evening deepens. Lanterns are extinguished one by one, each small flame disappearing into soft smoke. A woman cups her hand around the light and blows gently until it fades. Darkness settles across the village. Inside the homes, futons are laid carefully upon tatami. Cotton blankets are shaken lightly before being spread flat against the woven floor. A child whispers something softly, perhaps asking about tomorrow's tasks. The answer comes in a calm voice, steady and reassuring. There is no urgency here. Tomorrow will arrive in its own time. You continue walking down the narrow road. A small shrine stands at the edge of the village. Its torii gate cuts a dark shape against the sky. A single lantern hangs near the entrance, casting dim light across worn stone steps. The wooden prayer bell rests silently. Beyond the shrine, trees form a quiet border between the village and open fields. Crickets begin their steady rhythm. The sound is constant, woven gently through the night air. Above you, the moon rises higher. Its pale glow turns rooftops silver. Night grows deeper. The road now lies almost empty. A stray cat moves silently along a fence, its shadow stretching long beneath the moonlight. At the village well, the rope hangs loose beside a wooden bucket. The water below reflects the moon in perfect stillness. A single ripple moves across its surface, perhaps from a falling leaf. Then calm returns. Beyond the houses, rice fields stretch outward. Shallow water mirrors the sky. The air carries the faint scent of damp earth. Inside one modest home, a father lies awake for a moment longer. He watches the faint outline of tree branches. Through the thin paper screen, the breeze brushes lightly against the wood. He exhales slowly. Soon his breathing deepens into sleep. The village rests together now. This is the quietest hour. No footsteps disturb the road. No voices drift through the air. The bamboo grove beyond the fields stands still. Tall, slender trunks rise toward the stars. Occasionally, a leaf detaches. and floats gently to the ground. The sound is almost impossible to hear. A wooden bridge crosses a narrow stream. Near the shrine, its surface glistens faintly with dew. Water flows beneath it, steady and unhurried. The current does not pause for night. It continues as it always has. Inside the homes, blankets shift slightly, as sleepers turn in quiet dreams. Tatami absorbs each subtle movement. The air inside grows cooler, but the cotton layers provide warmth. Outside, mist begins to gather, low across the fields. The mountains beyond the village stand in dark silhouette, unmoving, patient, enduring. Time feels suspended. The moon begins its slow descent westward. Its light softens, filtered gently through thin drifting clouds. A rooster stirs somewhere far in the distance, but does not yet crow. The world remains in peaceful pause. The shrine's wooden beams hold the memory of countless nights like this one. Generations have walked this road. Generations have slept beneath these roofs. Nothing dramatic unfolds here, only the simple rhythm of life. The rice fields shimmer faintly, with dew forming along each narrow blade. A soft breeze returns briefly, moving through leaves and straw roofs. Then stillness settles once more. Inside one small house, an elderly man wakes for a moment. He listens. Hearing only crickets and wind, he closes his eyes again. Sleep returns easily. The deepest hour begins to fade. The sky changes almost imperceptibly. Not light yet, but the darkness feels softer. The stars dim slightly. The moon lowers toward distant hills. A faint chill lingers in the air. The well remains untouched. The road remains quiet. The shrine stands steady. The village breathes slowly in unison. No lamps burn, no doors move. Only the soft harmony of night continues. You stand once more at the center of the road. The earth beneath your feet feels cool and firm. The scent of wood and soil surrounds you. There is nothing to hurry toward, nothing waiting to be finished. Only stillness, only calm. And as the moon slips lower, and the first subtle hint of morning approaches, the village remains wrapped in quiet peace. You take one final slow breath, and gently, like the wooden homes, like the rice fields, like the silent shrine, you allow yourself to drift fully into sleep. The evening air in the village carries a softness that cannot be rushed. The warmth of the day lingers faintly within the wooden beams of each home, but outside, the temperature has begun its slow and steady decline. You walk along the narrow road once more. The earth beneath your feet is packed firmly from years of quiet footsteps. Farmers, merchants, children, travelers, all have pressed this soil into smooth familiarity. To your left stands a modest house with a thatched roof. The straw, layered carefully and tied in place, has weathered many seasons of rain and sun. Under the moonlight, it appears almost silver at the edges. The wooden walls are dark and slightly uneven, each plank shaped by hand. If you were to run your fingers across the surface, you would feel the grain beneath your touch. Subtle ridges and shallow grooves, telling the story of the tree it once was. Inside this home, a small family prepares for rest. A low wooden table has been pushed gently toward the wall. The tatami mats beneath it are clean but worn, their woven texture slightly softened over time. A ceramic teapot sits alone in the corner. Earlier in the evening, it held warm barley tea. Now it rests empty, its surface cool against the air. The mother smooths a futon carefully across the floor. She lifts the cotton filling and lets it settle slowly, ensuring there are no folds or creases. Her movements are practiced and unhurried. The father checks the sliding door one final time, pressing it gently along its track. The wooden frame slides into place with a quiet whisper. Beyond this house, another home stands slightly larger, belonging to a merchant who trades in cloth. Inside, shelves line one wall. Folded fabrics are stacked neatly. Indigo-dyed cotton, light hemp, and a few finer pieces reserved for special occasions. He runs his hand across the edge of one folded garment before lowering the oil lamp flame. The wick glows briefly brighter, then dims. The room settles into darkness. Outside, the sound of insects grows steadier. Their rhythm is not loud, but constant. It fills the spaces between thoughts. Further along the road, a small wooden cart rests beside a home. Its wheels are narrow and carefully carved, built for the uneven paths that lead toward nearby towns. Earlier that day, it carried rice bundles from the field. Now it leans slightly to one side, its shadow stretching long beneath the moonlight. You pause near the village well. The circular wooden frame surrounding it is smooth, from years of hands gripping its edge. The rope hangs straight and still. If you lean slightly over the rim, you can see the faint shimmer of water far below. The surface reflects a fragment of moonlight, broken gently by a small drifting insect. The night continues. No sudden sounds disturb the quiet. In the distance, fields stretch outward beyond the final row of houses. Rice plants stand in neat rows, their narrow blades catching dew. Each drop forms slowly, gathering along the edge before sliding silently downward. The smell of damp soil rises faintly. It is a grounding scent, steady, familiar. At the edge of the field, a bamboo grove stands tall. The slender stalks rise upward in quiet symmetry. Their leaves shift only slightly, when touched by the faintest breeze. The sound is delicate. A soft brushing, like fabric moving gently against itself. Inside another small home, an elderly woman wakes briefly. She listens to the air. For decades, she has known this sound. The insects, the wind, the distant river. Hearing nothing unusual, she adjusts her blanket slightly and returns to sleep. The river flows beyond the far edge of the village. Though unseen from here, its steady movement continues without pause. Water glides over smooth stones, unchanged by the darkness. The moon shifts slightly westward. Its light softens. The shadows of rooftops move gradually across the road, almost too slowly to notice. You continue walking. The shrine near the village center stands quiet and dignified. Its wooden beams cast long, thin lines across the stone steps. A small offering box sits at the entrance, closed and undisturbed. Earlier that day, villagers paused here briefly, bowing softly, offering coins, whispering quiet hopes. Now the shrine rests. The Torii gate frames the sky above. Stars shimmer faintly between its beams. The night has reached a deeper stillness now. Even the breeze seems to hesitate. Inside the homes, breathing has slowed into a unified rhythm. The entire village feels connected. By this shared calm, nothing demands attention, nothing interrupts the quiet. Only the steady unfolding of time. And as you stand once more in the center of the road, feeling the cool earth beneath your feet, and the soft weight of silence surrounding you, you begin to sense how gently this place holds the night. The night continues its slow and patient movement. The village now rests in a deeper layer of silence. The warmth that lingered in wooden beams has nearly faded. The air feels cleaner, lighter, and slightly cooler against the skin. You begin walking once more toward the outer edge of the village. The dirt road narrows as it approaches farmland. Small stones press gently beneath your sandals, creating the faintest crunch with each careful step. To your right stands a storage shed built from rough timber. Bundles of straw are stacked neatly inside, prepared for repairs or insulation during colder months. The scent of dried grass lingers faintly in the air. Beside the shed, a wooden rake leans against the wall. Its handle is smooth from years of use. Earlier that day, it gathered fallen leaves from the yard. Now it rests, motionless beneath the moonlight. A thin layer of dew begins forming along its wooden surface. Further along, a small vegetable garden lies quiet. Turnips and leafy greens grow in neat rows, their broad leaves catching silver light from above. Each leaf holds a delicate droplet of moisture, forming slowly in the coolness of the hour. The garden fence casts thin, delicate shadows across the soil. Inside one nearby home, a young boy turns gently in his sleep. His blanket shifts slightly, revealing the edge of a woven pillow beneath his head. The pillow is simple, filled with rice husks, stitched carefully by hand. His breathing remains slow and even. Across the room, his parents sleep close by. Their futons lie parallel on the tatami, spaced carefully to allow warmth to remain. The paper screens surrounding the room filter moonlight into a soft glow. The thin wooden frames create faint geometric patterns on the floor. Outside, the insects continue their steady rhythm. The sound is not loud. It does not demand attention. It simply exists, a constant background hum that fills the spaces between thoughts. You move farther from the center of the village now. The final row of homes stands behind you. Ahead lies open field. The rice paddies shimmer faintly, water reflecting fragments of starlight. A narrow wooden plank bridge crosses a shallow irrigation channel. You step onto it gently. The wood feels cool beneath your feet. Beneath the bridge, water flows quietly, guided carefully by carved channels built generations ago. It moves steadily, without splash or rush. Beyond the fields, the outline of distant hills appears softer than before. A thin layer of mist now settles between their slopes. The sky above remains dark, but its tone has begun to shift almost imperceptibly. Not lighter yet, just slightly less deep. The moon lowers further toward the horizon. Its glow softens, casting longer shadows across the earth. Back within the village, a wooden sign near the shrine creaks gently. The sound is small and isolated. It echoes briefly in the still air before dissolving into silence. The shrine itself remains unchanged. Its beams have stood through countless nights like this one, through seasons of rain, through winter frost, through summer heat. Yet tonight it simply rests beneath the fading moon. A faint breeze returns briefly, moving through the bamboo grove beyond the fields. Leaves brush lightly against one another, creating a whisper that rises and falls. Then stillness settles again. Inside another home near the road, an elderly craftsman lies awake. He listens to the distant river. He remembers nights from many years before. Similar air, similar moonlight, similar silence. His thoughts drift slowly, unattached to urgency. Eventually, his breathing deepens. Sleep returns. The village remains suspended in quiet harmony. The well stands untouched. The cart remains where it was left. The garden rests beneath dew. The final stretch of night approaches quietly. The village remains wrapped in a calm so complete that even the smallest detail feels amplified. You walk slowly past the first row of homes once more. The wooden walls appear darker now, their surfaces absorbing what little moonlight remains. Tiny droplets of dew cling to roof edges, forming delicate lines that shimmer faintly. A woven rain cover hangs neatly beside one doorway. Its straw fibers are tightly bound, ready for storms that may come in other seasons. Tonight, however, there is no rain, only stillness. Inside this home, a young woman shifts slightly beneath her blanket. The futon rustles softly against tatami. Her breathing remains calm and steady. Across the room, a small wooden shelf holds ceramic cups and bowls. Their curved surfaces catch the faintest reflection of light, slipping through the paper screen. The oil lamp that once stood there has long been extinguished, its glass chimney now cool to the touch. Outside again, you move toward a narrow side path between houses. This small passageway is rarely noticed during the day. Children sometimes run through it laughing, their sandals kicking up small clouds of dust, but now it rests in perfect quiet. The shadows here are deeper. The moonlight barely reaches the ground. A clay pot stands near the wall, filled earlier with fresh water. Its surface now feels chilled by the night air. A thin layer of condensation forms along its rim. You continue walking. The dirt road widens slightly as it approaches the well again. The circular wooden frame surrounding it gleams softly with moisture. If you were to place your hand upon it, you would feel the cool dampness against your palm. The rope hangs motionless. The bucket rests against the inner wall. The water below reflects only fragments of the sky now, as the moon lowers further. The insect's chorus begins to soften slightly, not disappearing, just shifting. The rhythm feels slower, more distant. Across the fields, the bamboo grove responds faintly to a passing breeze. Tall stalks sway gently, their leaves brushing together in soft whispers. The sound travels lightly across the paddies, then fades. The mountains in the distance appear less sharply defined now. Their edges blend gently into the sky. The eastern horizon holds a tone just slightly different. Still dark, but carrying a faint hint of change. Inside another home near the shrine, a merchant lies on his side, facing the thin paper screen. Through it, he can see the faint outline of tree branches moving ever so slightly. He does not open his eyes fully. He simply listens. The river's murmur continues far beyond the village. Steady, unchanging, its sound blends with insects and wind, forming a quiet harmony. He exhales slowly. Sleep deepens. The shrine remains still, the offering box untouched, the wooden beams firm and steady. A small wooden plaque, written with a wish earlier that day, hangs gently from a string. It does not move. The Torii gate stands in silhouette, framing a sky that now begins, almost imperceptibly, to soften. A faint coolness settles over the fields. The rice plants stand quietly in their shallow water. Each blade reflects the smallest hint of change in light. A single bird shifts somewhere deep within the trees, not singing yet, only stirring. You step once more toward the outer edge of the village. The wooden plank bridge beneath your feet feels cool and firm. Water flows beneath it, its surface darker now without direct moonlight. The mist that settled earlier begins to thin slightly. It drifts slowly across the paddies. Time continues forward, without urgency. Inside the homes, sleep remains unbroken. Blankets lie smooth. Breathing remains steady. Tatami mats support resting bodies with quiet reliability. The entire village feels held within a shared stillness. You pause again at the center of the road. The earth beneath your feet is cool and solid. The scent of damp straw and wood lingers faintly. Nothing rushes, nothing demands attention, only the gentle approach of morning. The final moments of night arrive without announcement. There is no sudden change, no clear dividing line between darkness and morning, only a gradual softening. The eastern edge of the sky shifts almost imperceptibly, still dark, but no longer as deep as before. You stand once more near the center of the village road. The dirt beneath your feet feels cool and slightly damp. The dew that formed during the night now rests gently upon the earth. Roof edges glisten faintly. Straw thatching carries a delicate sheen of moisture. A narrow wooden fence near the garden reflects the faintest hint of growing light. Inside the homes, sleep continues undisturbed. A father lies on his side, his breathing deep and steady. A mother rests nearby, her hand relaxed against the tatami. The woven straw beneath them remains firm and supportive, its scent subtle and grounding. A child shifts slightly beneath a cotton blanket. The fabric rustles softly, then stillness returns. Outside, the insects begin to quiet. Their rhythm does not stop abruptly, it simply thins. The chorus that once filled the night now becomes softer and more spaced. Across the fields, mist continues to drift slowly above the paddies. It rises in thin layers, moving gently between rice plants. The shallow water reflects the sky's gradual change. A faint pale tone begins to touch the surface. Not sunlight, only the promise of it. The bamboo grove stands quietly. Its tall stalks no longer shimmer with moonlight. Instead, they hold a softer, dim grey tone. A single bird shifts again within the trees. Feathers rustle. A faint, uncertain chirp escapes. Not a full song, just the beginning of awareness. The shrine remains steady. Its beams, once sharply outlined in moonlight, now appear gentler. The torii gate frames a sky that slowly brightens. The wooden prayer bell hangs silent. The rope beneath it rests without motion. The river beyond the village continues its endless path. Its sound feels slightly clearer now, as the insects quiet. Water flows over smooth stones, steady and patient. The well at the center of the village reflects less of the sky as the angle changes. Its surface grows lighter by degrees. A single drop of dew slides from the wooden rim and falls silently to the ground. The air feels cooler for a brief moment before it begins its gradual warming. You move toward the outer fields one last time. The wooden plank bridge beneath your feet no longer glistens silver. Instead, it holds a muted tone. Mist thins slowly across the paddies. The mountains beyond appear less like shadows and more like forms. Their outlines sharpen gently. A second bird calls softly from the trees. The sound is tentative, quiet. Morning has not yet fully arrived, but it is near. Inside one modest home, an elderly man opens his eyes briefly. He does not rise, he simply listens. He hears the faint bird call, he senses the shift in air. He closes his eyes again, resting for a few moments longer. The village remains calm. No doors slide open yet. No footsteps touch the road. Only the gradual awakening of the world continues gently around you. The eastern sky grows lighter still. Blue replaces black. Shapes gain definition. The final star fades. The moon slips quietly beyond the hills, its work complete. A rooster finally calls in the distance. The sound is clear, but not harsh. It carries softly across the fields. A new day begins to prepare itself, yet even now the village has not fully stirred. There is still a lingering quiet, a final pocket of peace. Before movement returns, you stand in this gentle threshold. Between night and morning, the air feels fresh. The scent of damp soil rises faintly once more. The wooden homes remain steady. The shrine stands patient. The rice fields shimmer faintly in growing light. And as the first true rays of morning begin to approach, the calm of the night does not vanish. It simply transforms. The stillness you felt remains within you. The slow rhythm of insects and wind, the steady flow of the river, the quiet breathing of the village, all of it lingers. You take one final slow breath, and gently, with no effort at all, you allow yourself to drift completely into deep and peaceful sleep.